What is going on, everybody? It's Moju Joe, and we are live. We are live. That is right. And we have some very interesting news to share. Um, Uncovered some recent stuff from the John Hollis collection, and there was a piece within that brought up a, I don't know if I want to call it a pivotal question, but it made my head go, hmm. And basically, this was it. And we're going to talk about this coming up throughout this live episode. That's it. Was Eternia inspired by a submarine? Well, the answer is, as I leave that up there for a second, yes, kind of. Yes. So, in a very large pile of art, design, blueprints from John Hollis, who worked for Mattel, was contracted by them during the Eternia period, and in 1985 he had worked and helped do the design work for Eternia. And during that period, he saved a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. And one of the things that I found while digging through the materials was a photocopy. And this photocopy is is of something that just kind of made me go, what? So a submarine, like what do you mean a submarine? So I kind of took a look, and we won't drag it out for too long. So here, this is what we found. I'm just going to show it to you. This is what was in the pile of stuff, and I checked with John, and he said, send me a picture of what you got and remind me. I sent it to him, and he goes, oh yeah, referential material, sure. If inspirational, referential, same difference, you know. It's you'll see here right now. Once the light settles, Gato. This is a World War II simulation game, apparently highly rated and ranked, but this is a photocopy. I'm not too worried about oils on this being, I know 40-year-old was photocopy, but this was a video game. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Gato video game. So I looked up Gato thinking, all right, well, maybe Gato is specific, and I'm not as familiar with military terms. So I looked it up and I was like, okay, cool. Well, what is it? What is it? Well, there's the Gato submarine. And I'm like, okay, cool. So the Gato is named after, Gato Spanish for cat. So maybe it has to do with like a South American or some type of cat or puma to Spain or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's look into what the submarine has to do with Gato in this video game. And it turns out that the Gato is named after the cat shark. And it really has nothing to do with an actual cat or a puma or whatever we're seeing in that video game. So just kind of a advertising piece to get people's attention to the video game. And when we take a look at what the video game actually has, I will flip that screen up and show you what that looks like, because it's pretty cool to see the color, the lines. I mean, you can even see it in this shirt from Ken Coleman, which is, again, inspirational, referential. This is the front head taken of a physical Eternia head, but then he's modified and done some other artistic things to it and kind of, made it his own, so to speak. So, sorry, I'm sitting here trying to get the other screen up there. Let me go ahead and pull that one up here and check this out. There it is. There it is. When you see this, and actually, let me flip it over to this. That's even worse. That's even worse. Whatever. Dang it. That'll have to do. This one will have to do. There we go. Oh, that's why I love doing this stuff live. That you can clearly see. I mean, when you look at this, which I know I'm really tiny down on the bottom, but when you look at that, you can see that there's similarity in those lines and these lines. And when I asked John about when he's looking at it, he goes, "Yeah, the ears pinned back, and you can even see like the linear action of it was definitely inspiration or referential material to in turn get the Eternia head, which it's pretty freaking cool to be able to see that. What's up, Joey? Thanks for tuning in. Freaking awesome, right? Like, how crazy is it just to find a little photocopy like this, and it actually winds up being a referential piece to help get what wound up being ultimately the Eternia playset, which let's go ahead and show that. When we look at that one, you'll see. And guys, I know you guys have all seen the original Eternia and you know what it looks like. But by the way, Battleground blog, thank you. Awesome, good high res picture of the original Eternia. Now this shot here is going up at it, right? So you could see. Oh, sorry, I'm like, what happened on my screen? That's the other half of the Battleground blog. So you can see it is. I mean, this is, as it focuses in, look at that. I mean, there is definitely similarity to that. And that's just, I think, as digging through these type of things, finding these little tidbits, little factoids about where these things came from. And I think it's pretty cool. And Maniac Playset, Maniac Plastic Toy Shop, you're late, sir. Well, kinda. I said I was going to tease and be at some point tonight. I didn't say a time, though. But yes, fair enough. You got me. And Jay, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's basically the secret. But for those of you that tuned in and those of you that are here now, I'm going to share with you another piece from John's collection. And it's a photocopy. I'm doing this stuff on purpose. The real line art and a lot of things it's awesome. You guys are going to see it. So what I've been doing is using portfolios, and on stuff that is, not photocopies, I'll use white gloves. I'll do things like that to make sure to keep it safe and try my best to have it. Nothing in what I picked up was that way. So I'm not overly concerned, but I'm going to do my best to try to keep any oils and dirt and stuff off it. So I talked about having different ways Eternia was originally drawn or designed, or different concept arts. And one thing that I have here is a photocopy of, again, one of the potential designs. And there's some very unique things within this photocopy that are clearly not part of Eternia today. And there's also some cool accessories that are clearly not the way they actually wound up finished looking. So there will be a glare. I will do my best to mitigate that, but here it goes. Ready for this? Here's your first shot of, again, like I said, it's going to be a challenge. I will do my best to get it centered and not in. Okay. The glare's not too awful bad on it right now, but if you notice, that is definitely not a lion. That is more of a fox head or wolf head of some kind. You also notice that he's got shackles around his biceps. You can also notice underneath the what would be the Castle Grayskull Tower, I guess, if you will. You can notice that there's like a treasure chest there. Also, Blaster Hawk is supposed to set up there, which it has a slightly different pedestal. And then the cool piece, if you look, you've got Dragon Blaster is supposed to say Dragon Blaster. He's supposed to be up top there, and we've got our Flight Fighter. Jeez, Joe. You can wind up seeing that the tank treads are not what wound up being there. It's different. Also, the Snake Mountain area is definitely different. It's a very, 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 very different version of what Eternia could have been. And again, this is just a photocopy of one of the things in here. There are 5, maybe more, pencil or line ink potentials, renderings of what Eternia could have been. And all of this stuff, I'm going to do my best to archive. And all of this stuff, I'll save a few pieces that will make it into my collection. The vast majority of this stuff is going to go up for sale. I'm just basically consignment for John, and talk about it, share, and do my best to have fun, educate, and preserve. You know, it's going to be really cool. There's a ton of stuff that's coming that I still have to share and show. I will have some pieces at PowerCon again to highlight and show people what here is. New Eternia has a Grayskull Tower back booty now. Oh, the back booty! See, original concepts, throwbacks, stuff like that. It's pretty freaking cool. David, cool, mostly different. That is most definitely different. Yes, David, it is definitely most definitely different. And again, I'm not a huge, big, like, sign up my channel, do that. But hey, if you like what you're seeing here, this content's going to be coming hot and heavy over the next couple months. You want to see some stuff about Eternia. You want to see some stuff about Rio Blast. We've got Rattler. We've got Extendar. There's a lot of cool pieces here. There's some cool stories. John has agreed to come on and do a couple lives, at least one live, probably two. There's a lot of fun things that we're talking about. And again, preservation, education, sharing this, and telling the story is really fun and enjoyable. And if you want to see more of that, you want to hear more of that, hit like, share, subscribe, hit the bells, all that fun jazz. We're live on both Facebook and YouTube. And that's really all I had to share today. Nothing going to be super too long, but yes, the answer to the question at the beginning of this and what caused me to cause the post and everything else was Eternia inspired by a submarine? In part, sort of, yeah, because of Gato, the submarine simulation game, and the cat head, tiger head, puma head, whatever you want to call it, head that they used on their box art was definitely referential material used to help inspire those at Mattel, including John, working on this project. So in a roundabout way, yeah, pretty freaking cool, huh? And again, just from a photocopy, just a photocopy, piece together and you figure it out. It's not that hard, but it was cool to have that and be able to tell and John share and everything. Cool, that's most stuff. Oh, wrong hit the wrong one twice. Sorry. What was the flag art on the opposite page? Flag art on the opposite page. Oh, flag art on the opposite page. So you saw just a little bit of that. That's okay. I don't mind sharing it. There's only one. There's a couple transparencies, but basically that's all it is it's a transparency of some of the line art that was when they were working on the flag. A couple different head renders on it. If I'm not mistaken, there was two. Yeah, there's another head off to the side, but it was a transparency. So I didn't take a close look to see if that was an actual the way they used to do photocopy transparency, or if that was actually a line drawn scaling up type of a transparency that they were doing. I didn't take a close look at that yet. The nice thing is that John did go through most every piece here and had everything. We had everything notarized, certificate of authenticity for every piece that we have here. And if we wind up uncovering an extra piece that was stuck together or something else, we're doing this as legit and thorough as possible. And there is, I've said that this is going to be on eBay. That's been the discussion. There is a slight conversation that it may go to Hakes. If it does, I'll make sure everyone knows and try to get the word out there. But again, get through this, preserve it, make sure, get all the word out there about it, and have some fun, educate people, and then it's all going to be made available. And I'll make sure everyone knows where, how to have a crack at some of these historical pieces. So yeah. Hey, what's up, KY? I have to apologize, man. I didn't realize you were in Michigan. If I read that right, it's crazy. It's crazy. You're in Michigan and we haven't got together yet. Anyway, for those that didn't know, yes, I'm in Michigan. And with that, I'm going to sign off. It's been a lot going on. I haven't been as live as often as I want. I really do, and I sincerely do apologize. I am promising, mark my words, come the middle of August, I will be on with a lot more vigor and a lot more regularity, because the work schedule is crazy right now. It happens every year. July and August, I tend to get kind of sporadic, but I'll be back. I'm going to be doing a little sporadic ones like this as much as I can here in the next couple of weeks. but get ready for a windfall of all sorts of info between starting around PowerCon and shortly going after. A lot of stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everyone has a good rest of your weekend. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Take it easy. Bye-bye.